Hello everyone, how are you? This is Aditya from Ukraine. This year I've chosen to come to Ukraine because Ukraine is one of the countries that's not been explored much by tourists, and it is very underrated and overlooked in terms of tourism. So I thought that this is the best place where I can explore the cuisine of Ukraine, the people, culture, and also the architecture and the art of this place. A little intro about this country. This is the second largest country in Europe between Poland and Russia. Now, in the month of October, the winter is starting here. The current temperatures in the afternoons are near about 23, and it is going to 7 degrees centigrade at late nights. And then this is one of the Slavic country that is between Poland and Russia. The land here is very fertile, and the crops which are grown here are beetroots, wheat, potatoes, cabbage, and mainly into grain cultivation. They've got a lot of grains like barley, millet, rye, wheat, etc. And then this country, Ukraine, had been ruled by different nations like Poland, Austria, and Russia. And Russia solely ruled it for 200 years. But even though with a lot of influences of these countries, this Ukraine has got its own customs and traditions and cuisine still alive with themselves. So that's what made me to drive towards this nation in 2018. And then the present time is nearly 6 o'clock. It is 5 hours behind to Perth and 2.5 hours behind to Indian time. And then talking about more details of this country, it has got 42.5 million of population, and then the area is 603,000 square kilometers. The national flag of Ukraine has got two horizontal strips of blue on the top and yellow on the bottom. This country has got its independence very recently in 1991, August 24th. And this country has been involved in World War I, World War II, and it has got its one of the biggest aviation sector. The series of Antonov, if you have ever heard of the largest cargo planes, which of one would have recently moved from Europe, carrying a big instrument to Perth 2 years ago via Hyderabad. So these series of aeroplanes, the cargo aeroplanes, are made from this place. The transportation here, people majorly uses their own car, but also they have got public transportation. While speaking about public transportation, it fascinates me to tell you about the metro in Ukraine, especially in Kiev, because this is the deepest metro station in the entire world. So I would explore this in next couple of days, and I'll let you know how it is. Really, the economy here is a bit slow now, which makes this country cheaper for tourists compared to any other Western European countries. And the culture of Ukraine has still got its own arts like embroidery, music, textiles, arts, architecture, especially the folk music and the instruments they've got. They've also developed their own cinemas. Now I'm at the capital city of Ukraine, Kiev, and I'm standing in the center of the Independence Square. It's very beautiful over here. If you can see across, I'll explain you in a bit what is around here. And then it took me 16 hours nearly to come from Perth to Ukraine via Doha. I've landed in the Borispil. Correct me if I'm wrong in my pronunciation. That's Kiev's airport. Ukraine offers a lot of citizens and countries visa on arrival, so I have come here on visa on arrival. The visa process has been simple. Especially if you've got all your documents ready and you have done a little bit of research, you'll not have any issues getting your visa on arrival. The city Kiev is on the banks of river Dnipro. It's a very big river. I've been in the morning over there. I've put some photographs on my Facebook, so you can go and check. I really tried some cool food over here, and it's really incredible. I have to say that there is a different kind of different kinds of underground usage here by people. to cross the roads from here to there, to cross from one center to other center, they have these underground facilities where there are tunnels like things. So you see the globe-like structure over there, and also this tunnel, and all these tunnels, what you can see around, they all are interconnected. And then if you enter into this tunnel through the entrance over there, so that will take you to that place. So that's one of the cool thing that I thought, to keep the city not so busy, because when people, so you see there are apartments and hotels across, and then when people in the time of office, they all come here, they gather here, they go inside the tunnel, and then they go to their workplaces, not disturbing the traffic. The traffic here is very heavy. The public transportation, I've found something really nice here. There are some buses which use electricity, same like your the electric trains. They have big poles attached to the electric wires on the roads, and then it's like similar to tram, but it's a bus. So when you travel through this underground tunnels from this place, these are around and across all the Kiev to go from one place to another place. When you go walk through the tunnels, literally there are a lot of shops inside, souvenir shops, gift shops, but not the food shops. There are currency exchange offices. When I speak about currency, the currency of Ukraine is hryvnia, and presently the exchange rate of hryvnia to Australian dollar is 19 hryvnias for $1, and for US dollar it's 28 approximately. There are a lot of flower shops inside the tunnel, so I'm heading into the tunnel now. So if I go through this tunnel, I would be ending up to that arch over there. So this place is called Independence Square. So you see those structures over there. The tall structure is one of the symbol of the independence of Ukraine. And then let me walk through the place through this tunnel, and I'll explain you more while I go. People here are very healthy, because I think that there's a lot of walking around in Kiev, especially taking stairs, walking through. And then I also found there's a lot of drinking and smoking in the public places as well. Everyone here seems to smoke a lot. Maybe possibly there is a cheaper tobacco available here in this part of the world. And then there are a few people who always play some instruments over here, and they'll definitely accept some hryvnia if you'd like to spare for them. Some nice lovely piano music there. This place is always busy, a lot of people at any given point of time. I really like this tunnel methods of usage in the city. There's always people buzzing around, walking around, talking to each other. In the evening times, there are many people who sit in the Independence Square and have a little chat, couple of drinks. One of the things that really made me interested is the floral attraction over here. There's a lot of flower varieties available here, and the first time I came across this, I was very happy to see so many colors, and I go through that. How cool is that? A lot of colors, a lot of varieties, roses. Fabulous, isn't it? And that's the present currency rates. Maybe you would be seeing that in reverse, because I'm using a selfie camera. And you have a lot of coffee shops around here. Because this country is near to Turkey, there's a lot of influence from countries nearby like Hungary, Austria, Turkey. The cuisine by itself has got a lot of influence from these countries. So there's a lot of coffee consumption here around the clock. There's some pastry house. Looks like some breads. I have put some photographs in my Facebook with regards to the food and the bread that they use. I'm still exploring this city and the culture of Ukraine. So stay updated. Keep checking. I'll get back to you with all other information soon. So now I'm out of the tunnel. I came to the other side. So we were there a while ago, and now we've moved to This place. Okay, let me show you some cool stuff here. I like to spend time over here in this place called Independence Square. It's so lively, so good. Always busy, people wandering around, taking photographs, meeting people, sitting and chatting. Street musicians over here. I can hear a violin. Let's head towards that place. That's where I can listen the violin from. There's always people around, buzzing. Vladimir Putin on the toilet rolls. I'm sure the Russians would not be happy about it. And then whenever you talk about Ukraine, you should not be mentioning Ukraine as the Ukraine, because the article the was used when it was under Russian rule, when they were specifying it to this part of the Russian Empire. So now they are independent and a free country. They don't want to be called as the Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. So this monument over here is the heroes of Ukraine, probably the freedom fighters or maybe some historians of Ukraine. I'm not sure about that. This is very nice. A tall pillar with it symbolizes the independence of Ukraine. This building, the white building, is the Academy of Music. When I was walking in the afternoon at that place, I heard a lot of people going through into the college with different instruments, and I could hear some vocals and people playing a lot of musical instruments. The globus, what you see over there behind the pillar, is one of the shopping mall. And again, you can enter the shopping mall through the underground. Just behind the pillar, there's an underground over there. Towards the left over there, if you see, that's a floral clock. The time is around 6:05. And then Dnipro River is just behind that. I've been in the morning and I've put some photographs also. The buildings are very huge, humongous, looks very historical, bulky. There's some banks, hotels, what you're seeing now. It has got the influence of Christian Orthodox in their architecture. I've been to the monasteries in the morning. This is a cool place. I like this place. It's a very good square where they celebrate, they talk, meet people, find new people. There's some banks. I hope that is the biggest building that you see from there to there I think is the National Post Office. And then few banks over there, few hotels over there. So I'm staying in that hotel just behind the Globus, what you see. There's also an arch, you see there? There's also an arch with one more monument. So the people here dress really very artistic and a lot of style in their clothings. They're not casual at any given point of time. They were very well dressed, stylish, and have a look over there. There's one more thing I like here. It's got letters of I love Kiev. One of the tourist spots where people come to have some photographs. In the morning there were huge rallies over there with thousands of people protesting. I don't know, it might be against the policies or the politicians. Those things over here are very common, that you see a huge rallies happening on the roads for at least 13 minutes with thousands of people. I was astonished by the amount of people that have been involved in the protest today in the morning. And I also heard in the weekends the main roads will be empty and people have time to walk, play, perform, meet directly on the roads. So that's one of the coolest things that I have to explore yet in the weekend. See, again, that's the tunnel over there, entrance to the tunnel. So if you enter there, you can either go from there to there or towards that side. So many major junctions always have these kind of tunnels, so which they can pass through. And then talking about the food of Ukraine, as I earlier said, it has got influence of the neighboring countries. Like they also have goulash of their own style, but not a Hungarian goulash. They have got their own sausages, very similar to the Polish sausages. And then they have sauerkrauts of their own. They have got cucumber pickles of their own. The usage of vegetables, meat, pork, chicken is very abundant. I haven't seen much seafood so far, but they do have a Black Sea over here where maybe there's a potential of the seafood availability. There's a lot of these coffee junctions around, and I'm in front of the National Academy of Music. It's one of the monuments around here. Let me head into one more tunnel while I talk about the food. So I have explored few supermarkets here, and then I found some local food, breads, sausages, cheese, and some preserved meats I found. And then last night I had a turkey and cremania food, which was very nice and delicious. That would probably drag me to Turkey in next coming years to explore the food of Turkey as well. So I'm entering into one more tunnel. There's a lot of walking involved here, so you have to be really energetic to walk across these tunnels. Some of these tunnels are very old as well. And then today morning I had breakfast. Ukrainians generally have breakfast, very light breakfast, mainly with cereals, bread, sour cream, yogurt, vegetables like potato, some style of potato. I felt it's like more similar to a curry with some spices in it. And then cabbage, a lot. The national dish of Ukraine is borscht, don't forget that. It's a cabbage and beetroot soup that's made in many different ways. You see how busy these tunnels are? It's always a happening place. It's a souvenir place over there. Currency exchange markets. There is a metro here, over there. I haven't traveled in the metro, but over there where people are entering is the entrance to metro. I would definitely explore the metro because it's one of the deepest metro in the world. So these are the different shops that you find inside the tunnel. So this part of the city is hidden. You would not see on the regular roadsides, but you see beautiful Ukrainian art on the plates. Many more artifacts, the historical people, religious things. I also found that the usage of perfume is very high here. Whenever you cross any people here, there's good fragrance from people, uh, suggesting that everyone spends good amount of money on the perfumes. This is one more perfume bar. And then in the afternoon, I had beautiful potato dumplings that Ukrainians have. It's a basic dumpling dough that's made with flour and then stuffed with either mushrooms, potatoes, meat. And then the funny part of it is they also have a sweet version of it, which is stuffed with fruits and cherries, especially dried fruits or berries. The famous dish of Kiev is chicken a la Kiev. I'm sure you all would have heard about it. See, this is the tunnel inside shopping mall. So the shopping mall is basically underground. So chicken a la Kiev is one of the, I think is the known dish from Kiev. There is a cold compound butter, maybe with parsley and dill, that is wrapped with pounded chicken or hand pounded chicken, and then that's crumbed and deep fried. I tasted one of it here, very authentic. It was very nice, beautiful, flavorful. Then I'm entering into a supermarket. As I said, it is cheap compared to many European countries, but Ukrainians find it a little difficult to survive here because of the economic conditions. But if you're a traveler, especially if you're from US, other parts of Europe or Australia, it is definitely a worth visit. So these are the different cheeses that they have. Look at that selection. Matured, semi-matured, blue, soft. That's the meat section over here. Beef, pork, chicken, some groceries. Don't forget that alcohol is a very big part of the culture over here. People celebrate every day, every minute with alcohol. You see always people wandering around, purchasing alcohol, carrying alcohol, consuming alcohol all across there. So as I said, you will not see much seafood, but there's a lot of meats over here. There's more cheese. I tried some cheese in the morning today. It was okay. I am not a big fan of cheese from Ukraine. The different breads, as I said, the influences of Germany is also there here. You will find the similar kinds of breads also here. That's similar to your Parma ham, German sausages, kind of salamis, dried sausages, more hams, pork products. More polished kind of sausages I do see here, over there especially. It's a busy place for now. Yeah, that looks like a Polish variation for me. Then talking about the breads, they have very similar kind of German breads. See that? Maybe the uses, I can see the uses of caustic on the breads. Bread is believed in Europe as an ingredient for health, So there is bread on every occasion over here. There's a lot of bread varieties. They've got their own names for the breads, and especially they also have salt on the bread, which indicates the salt indicates friendship, and the bread indicates hospitality. So that is how they are connected with the bread. I do remind you, this is underground tunnel. A lot of pickles also they use. They've got one more new thing that I found is the cabbage. Whatever they pickle here has got a bit of beetroot in there. Different kind of salads. Aubergines are also widely used. They've got olives over here as well. That looks like a buffet for me. They also have duck in different varieties. As I said, the fish is not so abundantly available. What, to my understanding, that is why you will find some preserved or dried or salted kind of fish over here. And if you would like to have fish in the restaurants, it's expensive as well. Let me go to the vegetable section. It might also interest you that the regular Christmas is not celebrated in the month of January, but it's celebrated in the month of, unlike like regular Christmas, which is celebrated in the month of December, here they celebrate on January 7th. So that's a regular vegetables. Nothing much different, but I can see some beetroots, potatoes, a good amount of cabbage, cucumbers, obviously some fruits. Let me walk further. And then coming to, after the breakfast, of light breakfast with cereals, yogurt, milk and bread, the lunch typically consists of borscht soup. I haven't tried it, but I'll definitely try it with some sour cream. The kind of sour cream that's available here is called a smetana. Almost everyone you find in Ukraine always have a jacket at any given point of the day. Everyone has got a jacket. This is one of my observations. I don't know why. It maybe it's a cold place, that's why. But still, when it was sultry and sunny in the afternoon as well, they always had. See there? They always, every individual has got a jacket on themselves. Very stylish, different colors. Good dressing sense. And going up again from the tunnel. So that's the inner city where you find shopping, supermarkets, souvenir shops, coffee places, currency exchange. Globus is the name of this shopping mall complex. The one behind the Globus is the hotel. It's called Hotel Ukraine. By the way, the language used here is Ukrainian. They have their own alphabets. It's called Cyrillic, if I'm not wrong. Ukrainian language is one of the Slavic languages like Russian, Belarusian, Polish. The letterings are very hard to read. So if you are traveling, I recommend you to study a little bit. That's the national flag over there, flying high. And the letters over there are the Cyrillic alphabets. English is not much spoken. The younger generation seem to speak little English, but in generally the usage of English is very rare. You might find it a little tough to speak to people over here or communicate unless they are young and educated. Look at those massive big buildings, and that place over there behind the post office is full of restaurants. But I tried to explore there yesterday, but it was all of Turkish, French, Italian, which I was not looking for, because I would love to try really the raw cuisine of Ukraine. Tried a few bits here and there, but the more is yet to come. It's always busy like this at any given point of time in the day or night. People who sell flowers throughout the night, people who make caricatures over here. So someone making an art. I think it's 100 hryvnia, if I'm not wrong. Some artists in the streets. Did I mention that Ukraine has got independence in the year 1991, August 24? There are a lot of cyclists around, and also the usage of Segway here is very high. One more funny thing that I found is there is Vladimir Putin on the toilet rolls over here. Maybe that is something to do with the political understanding of people. I don't want to interfere. The traffic is always a little heavy. People walking across, a lot of cars. I've been to the riverside of Dnipro in the morning. It was very nice. A lot of walk trails here, and when you walk across, you will see sculptures, art, monuments. In fact, there is also a UNESCO certified place. It's called St. Sophia Cathedral. That's a restaurant where I tried last night food, the food and menu, also the photographs, or on my Facebook. It's called Meydan, Meydan. It is Turkish and Crimean cuisine. They've got, Ukraine has got its own alcoholic beverages, like Horlika is one of the purest form of alcohol with ethanol and water directly, which is flavored with either chilies or peppercorn, which makes it more hot when you drink. Your throat and your entire body gets heated up. It's very spicy. There's a lot of tourists from Turkey over here. Maybe it's nearby, that's why there's a lot of people traveling here. Very stylish people. Always, you see, everyone is wearing a jacket. Always. The city is very lively and buzzy. Always, it's not laid back. Even at late nights, people will be walking here, having food. These restaurants, many of these restaurants just over there, operate 24/7. This is one of the good restaurants I would recommend as well. Turkey Moon. There are also McDonald's over here, but I'm not here to try McDonald's definitely. I'm here to try some good Ukrainian food. When I was walking in the morning, I went through a lot of monasteries. All over there, apartments, arch, buildings. The architecture of building has got definitely good influence from Russia. Don't forget that it's been ruled by Russia over 200 years. It feels good to be here in Ukraine, definitely, for sure. That's the city center for you from Kiev. I'll spend a few more days here and then I would be moving to Odessa, which is in the south of Ukraine. Information for the tourists, Ukrainian house, market, monument. It's a lot of history for this country, Ukrainian people. These coffee places are everywhere, as I said earlier, maybe because of the influence of the Turkey in them. People sit by talking, happy smiles. Despite of the economy of this country, they've got some really expensive showrooms for clothing, jewelry, accessories, electronics. That should be an apartment if I'm not wrong. But these all are very old buildings. Greenery is everywhere. Back in the tunnel, and I always see people carrying a lot of musical instruments over here. People here are very musical, I guess. They've got good folk music from this country. A lot of instrumentalists around, and definitely in the tunnels over here, we'll be finding a random street musician playing some music, either a flute, a violin, piano, guitar. I've also tried a morning pastry called blins. It's a long puff-like pastry which is filled with a sweet cream in there. The majority of the crowd looks young to me, and then the few mid-aged people, and very rarely I find oldies. I'm again back into the tunnel. I have to mention you that there is a special kind of pork fat called as salo. I guess that's the right pronunciation. So this is a pork fat chunk that they use it for everything and anything. That's put into the borscht, that is served as a spread on bread. They also have a combination of this salo, which is pork fat with chocolate as well. That's what I heard. See, all lovely people around. They always seem to be very busy and going somewhere. One more random guitar player in the tunnel. All the metro over here in Kiev is underground, so maybe that is why the reason behind having these underground tunnels, supermarkets, and places. There's really some cool stuff happening here. There's a person who plays piano every day in the evening. The crowd gathers here to play him and spend some hryvnias for him. Let us listen to one more performance from him. Pirates of Caribbean. What a treat for years. try to make one more video later on explaining more things about Ukraine, especially the food, culture and people. Maybe I would end this video here with this beautiful piece of music. I hope you all enjoyed the little conversation that I made with you, the knowledge and the exploration I had here so far. And I would definitely get back with a new video once I learn more here. So far it's been fantastic. The journey has been good. I really like this place. This is one more shopping mall inside the tunnel. Who would expect that there's a huge, this kind of big and massive place just underneath the roads and the ground that you see every day. That's all for now. I would leave this video as of now for here and see you soon.